Oh gosh darn motherfucker, me have to do this every damn time. What is wrong with... I swear to God, when I get my hands on him, I'm gonna make sure that... Alright, let's see here. Where was it? Oh, here we go, and... Huh! Ay, ay, ay.
For thousands of years I lay dormant. Who has disturbed my...
Oi! Dumbass! Down here! Oh, hey, Mini-Me. What's going on, man? What's going on? Do you even know how long it's been, dude? No. Not really. I'm not exactly good at my job if you haven't noticed, dude. Well, start! Now get down here and get on your damn computer! It's been 6 months! Alright. Jeez, dude. Gosh. Alright, goodness. So testy today. Ay, man. Ugh. Alright. What did you want to show me? Go to your channel. Okay. I don't know why, but fine. Okay. We're here. What was there to even show me at this point? Remember the Dygoknight video? Yeah, I remember that one, so what? Oh dear lord, look at it, dumbass. What? What are you talking about? I mean, it's probably got like, what, 3 views on it since I uploaded it? I mean, ooh, impressive. Yeah, something around there. Alright, fine, That's right. Oh. Hmm. Hey there, guys. Outbreaks here. It's been a while. Yeah, sorry for the long wait. I have, as you can probably tell by now, been moving for the past 6 months. And I've hated every second of it. But hey, we're here now, so that's at least one good thing. So yeah, I mean, as you can probably tell by the video, we're gonna be looking at Dygoknight again. And I cannot stress this enough when I say, wow.
you guys loved it. I am still surprised just how many of you actually viewed it. I knew it was going to be more than like 3 from like, I know the intro I had it where it's like, oh, 3 people. I knew at least a few of you, but almost 4,000 people and over 120 comments. That is insane for me. And I really don't think I can thank any of you guys enough for that. You've been really supportive of me too, which is one thing I absolutely love. Like even the most negative comments on that video were honestly not that bad. I haven't gotten anyone to tell me to go kill myself now. Oh, you shouldn't have said that. Now there's just gonna be 50 of those in this video alone. Shut up, Mini-Me. Anyway, yeah, I'm happy to know that you guys have loved it so far. So, yeah, I've decided I'm gonna keep reviewing this guy for you guys. I will, however, be changing up how I do these videos from now on, because actually one commenter of mine pretty much said exactly how I feel in this kind of situation. How if it's literally just going to be a series where I just review every episode individually, no one would want to watch that, and yeah, I wouldn't want to make that. That is too much. So I'm going to be basically reviewing sort of Dygoknight's arcs, more or less. Maybe a couple parters here and there, depending on how long the arcs are. But yeah, I'm basically going to review it, at the very least, at least 2 episodes a video from now on. Just kind of get this done a little sooner. But yeah. For this video, we're gonna be doing Dygoknight's second and third episodes of his series. It's gonna be a lot. I won't lie. So yeah, let's do this thing. Also, let's make sure that regardless of how we feel about him, that we don't attack him or any of his fans. It's just common courtesy. Let's just make sure we do that and be civil about this in the comments and everything. This is all for fun. Anyway, let's do it. Alrighty, let's do this.
Welcome to part 2 of our rewrite of the Naruto series, a series of videos where I rewrite Naruto in chronological order, making changes that I think would have improved the series for my personal taste. If you haven't already, subscribe to the channel so you don't miss any of the future videos in this series. This is only part 2 and the series will probably have dozens of videos, so yeah, definitely subscribe and also like the video to help the series reach more people. Let's aim for 200 likes in this video. Come on, if everyone who's watching right now presses like, we'll easily go way beyond that, and it takes 2 seconds. Let's go.
Yeah, dozens of videos. I have my thoughts on that, but I think I'll save that for later. And we get it. You want us to subscribe and like. Goodness gracious. Hey, that's just how YouTube is. I'm not gonna go against him for that.
Rewrite by mentioning something I forgot in part 1. It's not something that interferes in the plot in any way, but something I do for the whole series for the sake of things making more sense. And that is
Ooh, is it, Kushina? Is it, let's see, the fact that the characters that kind of seem a little off character a bit, what else? I'm trying to think here. There's a lot of things that I said in my last video, but I do want to, let's see, is it the fact that you actually made Sakura do something? Yeah, commenters, I remember that, and no, I will not apologize. I am still angry at him for saying that. 6 months later. It's a stupid thing to say, no matter what. Don't bash on a character like that. If you're gonna make a rewrite and you're gonna improve the story, don't have one of the very first things you say in your rewrite pretty much be, yeah, Sakura is still useless. I'm not even the biggest Sakura, like, supporter either. I don't hate her, I don't love her like some people do, but no, it's like that one comment alone has also somehow gotten so many of you to get so angry at me, and I love it.
Of things making more sense, and that is the substitution jutsu. This jutsu has to go away. We're simply deleting it. Let's not have a jutsu that allows you to evade any attack with just low-level ninjutsu. And by the substitution jutsu, I mean the type you can switch positions with a piece of wood or a rock, the one Kakashi used a lot in the first arc of the series. However, other specific types of substitution like Gaara-san's substitution, Orochimaru's skin change, and Killer Bee's tentacle swap will remain, as they are specialized jutsus, and I think they are worth the inclusion. But whenever these jutsus show up, it will be specified that they spend a whole lot of chakra for the sake of power balance, because they are very strong.
I don't hate this change at all. I've seen a lot of people who've done rewrites of Naruto do this exact same thing. I don't think he's the first one to ever make this change, but a lot of people who have tried rewriting Naruto have just gotten rid of the substitution jutsu because it really doesn't make the most amount of sense sometimes. Like, I've heard some people say it's like a teleportation kind of thing, and then I've also heard others say that it's high speed, like you're pretty much substituting yourself really quickly. I don't know. It's a jutsu that I can see being a problem, and I can see why it wasn't used that often. Maybe if you were going to have a rewrite, maybe though say something, have one of the characters say something about how substitution isn't a jutsu more than it's a technique, I guess you could say. Like, it's something that people have learned how to do over time, and it's like part of being a ninja. Like, you have to be able to almost do this. It's almost like a jutsu, maybe. I don't know. I'm just spitballing facts here as to, like, explain it. He doesn't need to, obviously. Who cares? It's substitution. But one other thing is the substitution jutsus that he does talk about, like how they're gonna take up a huge amount of chakra to do so. I don't know about you guys, but I feel like that's not going to matter in the grand scheme of things, like, at all. Like, I'm pretty sure most of these jutsus did take up a lot of chakra in the original for the most part. Like, I really don't think him specifying that here is going to change anything. I could be wrong, and if I am, then you can clown on me in the comments. At least do it, you know, when I get to those parts of the story, though. That way, you know, it's a little more fun for us. Because I do like to, I do want to admit, I like to have spoiler-free stuff in my comments, for the most part. But yeah, who knows? Maybe all of you are laughing at me right now who have seen the rewrite and are like, dude, you're completely wrong. I don't know. Let's just keep going.
I know Naruto did terribly in the Ninja Academy. Naruto obviously gets pissed by that, and we get a scene of Naruto saying he faced 2 Jonin-level fighters, but of course, no one believes him as he screams to a crowd of Chunins and Jonins walking around Konoha that were mocking him. After that happens, we can add a scene of Sasuke telling Naruto that trying to convince people is not worth his time, and that he should just be training. Kakashi also tells Naruto if people in the village actually knowing what happened would make Naruto feel better, or if saving the people from the land of waves wasn't the reward in itself. Naruto sees the logic in that argument, and that the people being okay in the land of waves is much more important than Naruto's own glory, and reluctantly agrees to their points, saying he doesn't need the people to know he made a difference, and swallows his pride. Character development.
I just need a second here. I feel like that was literally just put there just to spite me, even though this was made like 3 years ago, so I don't know.
Now. You're not that important.
After that, we'll get something I think we needed more of in part 1, a Team 7 training scene. This is a great scene for some exposition about how chakra works with more details, genjutsu, ninjutsu, all the chakra natures. It doesn't have to be in thorough detail, but have Kakashi explaining the basics to Team 7 and the audience as well. Kakashi will then train each of the Team 7.
Didn't they kind of already do this? I mean, yeah, obviously chakra is complicated, obviously. And I understand what he's trying to do, but it feels, maybe to me, a little bloated. I get what he's trying to do. I'm not saying it's a bad thing. It's just, I don't know. It's like, I mean, for one thing, Kishimoto likely... I have heard people say that he did not come up with chakra natures until Shippuden and stuff like that, and I can say that it's at times seems like that, and it probably is the case, but at the same time, we don't really need it? Like, unless he eventually has them learn elemental jutsus and stuff, which would be cool, and I'm not mad about that or anything, I don't know. I feel like it's just a little bloated. I feel like just going right into, waves the tuning exams is okay. I don't think there's any problem with it. I don't know. Maybe it's just because, in my opinion, it feels like he's bloating things out a bit. I don't know. I'm just being a petty bitch at this point.
Of the Team 7 members in particular skills. Naruto's training consists of much more basic stuff like taijutsu combat. Kakashi then teaches Sakura some basic types of genjutsu because, unlike the original, we are actually gonna pay off the promise that Sakura will eventually be good at genjutsu.
Oh my god, Sakura does something! Finally! Oh my god. And yes, I know. You guys, there were so many of you who were like, he does something with Sakura in the second episode. He does something. She's not useless. I know. I have watched a bit of this series, as I said in the first episode. I know. Stop reminding me. I'm just making the point that I don't like that he calls Sakura useless. Because that's usually what Sakura haters especially love to do. They call her useless, call her a nothing burger character, they say that she sucks, and look, manga Sakura is honestly one of the best characters in the entire series. Many people who have read the manga can attest to that. I'm reading the manga right now, and I can attest to the fact that I like her character a little more in the manga. I don't know. I feel like he's putting too much of the anime, especially the more negative stuff from the anime, into this, especially with, like, how people perceive Sakura. And I don't like it. So, yeah, I know. Please stop reminding me.
As the paper bomb starts to smoke, Sasuke performs the same sealing jutsu, diffusing the paper. Sakura cheers and sims loudly as Naruto gets pretty jealous and says he could do it better if he had the time. Naruto, then trying to impress Sakura after Sasuke's display of talent, starts to perform some taijutsu combos just in the air without a target, but accidentally kicks a rock and falls on his butt. A little comedy beat there.
Alright, that made me laugh a bit. I can laugh at things, okay? I can be a petty bitch, and I can still say when something is funny to me, because that is kind of funny to me.
We can see with this scene Kakashi training Team 7 and that they're bonding and learning new things. All of them, not only Sasuke, which makes the team itself feel more cohesive and intimate. However, this...
Okay. Alright, not bad training. Ugh. I mean, if anything, I would have maybe said something like, what is it? Kakashi maybe teaches Sakura something too. And I'm not just saying that because, oh, hey, have her do something. I'm mostly saying that just because, like, that way, at least multiple of the team knows how to do it. Obviously, Sasuke should probably learn it first, considering his abilities would work better for teaching you quicker, but I feel like he should have also said something like, he also tries to teach Sakura and Naruto this. Naruto, I can believe, would fail at this immediately. I'm not mad if he were to say that, because that makes perfect sense for Naruto, especially this early on in the story. But I feel like maybe if he said something like, Sakura, is able to at least start to get this down, though it's a little hard. Like, I don't know. I feel like that would work better. I'm not saying he has to do it. That would be what I would have done too. Like, to say for this training, like, hey, he teaches them these skills. He teaches all of, because I feel like the other thing too is like, if I was a teacher, I would want to teach them all the basics, obviously, the stuff everyone can do. Sasuke, obviously, he can learn the ceiling almost immediately thanks to the Sharingan. No problem there. Makes sense. Naruto, he's an Uzumaki, but you still need to learn that stuff, and Naruto barely knows how to read, so I don't think he's going to be able to understand ceiling at this point in the story. Hopefully, Dygoknight gives him ceiling. I have had some comments tell me that apparently Naruto does know a bit of ceiling later on, which I'm happy about, because honestly, the fact that apparently the Uzumaki were amazing ceiling experts, and yet the main character in Uzumaki doesn't know ceiling is... I hate that. I understand why it couldn't happen to a point, because obviously from what we see, Naruto doesn't have much time to learn it, but I hate that, like, we never get a scene where, like, Naruto's just shown to be horrible, so horrible at ceiling that, like, Jiraiya doesn't even try. Maybe they did. Maybe they did? I'm not sure if Kishimoto ever put that in. But I hate that in the original, the Uzumaki, the main character Uzumakis don't know how to seal, even in Boruto. Like, give these boys some sealing stuff. So, I know that Dygoknight will eventually do that with Naruto, and I'm happy for that. But I feel like it would have been good for him to at least say something like, hey, all of them attempt to learn it. Sasuke is the only one that knows exactly how to do it and does it well. Sakura struggles, and Naruto is Naruto. I don't know. That's just what I would have done. Just to give sort of that idea that he's not favoring one over the others when it comes to, like, a technique that is incredibly important and could save their lives. Especially in these kinds of situations, because paper bombs are everywhere in this series. I don't know. But I'm not going to complain about it. If you want to bitch at me in the comments about how I'm wrong or that I'm stupid, go ahead. That one is completely understandable to me.
Danzo then enters the room, and we get this feeling for his ominous, evil presence. He then says, Hiruzen, don't tell me you've grown foolish enough in your old age to send them in that mission. Hiruzen dismisses Danzo with a smile and says, old friend, you know me. I believe in our and the young generation carries the will of fire as much as any of us. This will of foolishness will get you killed one day. Foreshadowing.
We get it. Like, we get it. We understand. Stop with the foreshadowing bit. It's kind of getting old really freaking quickly.
Hiruzen for the first time is visibly angry at Danzo in this entire conversation, and also in the series as a whole. He never seemed to be angry when he talked to Naruto, even though Naruto was just screaming at him. And then Hiruzen says, Naruto is a shinobi of the Leaf Village, not an asset, and I will not have you questioning my decisions any further.
Technically, he actually is an asset, because, technically speaking, he... Nope, shut up. Just shut the fuck up.
As you may have guessed by the title of the video, we are not going straight to the tuning exams after the Land of Waves. I am actually making a whole new arc, and that's for a couple of reasons. First, we need to get a better feeling for how the life of a normal ninja goes in the Naruto world. In the original, the Land of Waves is the only normal mission we ever get to see our protagonist going on. The other missions are all very different from what common shinobis would usually go. We have the tuning exam, and then most of the missions after that involve the Akatsuki or Orochimaru or some very strange thing that most ninjas would never even dream of going. A more down-to-earth before the tuning exams will be very good for world building. Also, we are in...
I get what he's going for, and I'm not gonna say it's a wrong idea, but I honestly feel like, what is it? Because apparently, from what has been said on the internet, this was originally what Kishimoto wanted to do after the Land of Waves. He wanted to make a new, or basically just go through arcs like that, where they just go around the world and do world building, but his editors told him, nah, not a good idea, just make a tournament arc. And, like, at first, it seems like that is stupid, right? Why would you want to do that? But, like, the thing is that I kind of get where the editors were coming from. Like, yeah, world building is an interesting idea, but at the same time, you have to remember, I understand this is a rewrite. I understand this is like, oh, what if I got to do it? What if real world was not a part of it? What if I could do it myself? I get it, but I feel like whenever I hear someone do this kind of stuff, we have to remember why this is the case. And that's the fact that at the end of the day, editors have a lot of power, especially in manga. Like, they have a lot of power in manga. They can just straight up tell the authors, hey, let's not do this anymore. And the thing is, when you put restrictions, it kind of makes stuff go by faster. Like, don't get me wrong. I understand, like, wanting to see a normal sort of mission for ninja, but at the same time, you can do that with filler and anime. We got a ton of that for the most part. Like, I'm not saying it's a good idea, but it's like, we know what usually normal missions are like for Naruto characters. It's not too hard to figure out there. And also, it could kind of ruin the pacing of a story, too, if all you do is just, oh, hey, let's slow it down a whole bunch. Like, it's a little hard to explain for me, at least, I guess. I feel like someone way smarter than me could tell you guys why. Basically, I understand what he's doing. It depends on how the execution goes. That is honestly how it goes. If it's good execution, I'll allow it. If it's bad execution, I'm going to complain about it. But in this story, it's just like, I honestly like the Chunin exams more. I don't know. I'm not trying to criticize him in this case. I feel like all of you are going to say I am, but we'll see. We'll see how if this goes well, then I'll consider it an actual arc. If not, I'll just consider it filler.
So I'll have a shot at developing Team Asuma and Team Kurenai here before the Chunin exam, so we are more attached to them. Also, I am putting those characters here because they literally have zero interactions with Sasuke in the entire series, most of them at least, which is kind of an important character. You know, Sasuke, second most important character of the series. If all members of the Sasuke rescue team have a more fleshed out relationship with him, it just makes for a more compelling story when they actually try to rescue him. Just think about it. Hinata and Shikamaru never said a single word to Sasuke. We are changing this here. Those two characters are too important not to interact with the second most important character in the show. We are also not...
Alright, I want to talk about this one. The thing is, they don't need to. Like, I'm just gonna say it right now. Not every character has to meet every character. I understand that fans like doing that, having characters that never meet or never talk in a series get to have that opportunity. You don't need to do that. It's fine. You don't need to have every character meet up with another one. Sometimes that's part of the fun, where it's like, for example, Sasuke Retrieval. The fact that all of those characters basically never had a conversation with him shows that they were doing this for their village, not for Sasuke, which is what Naruto was trying to do. The fact of the matter is, the importance is Naruto and Sasuke's relationship. Everyone else is kind of secondary to that. You don't need to have Hinata, Shikamaru, Ino, like, Shino talk to Sasuke all the time. You don't even need to give them that. Just because you don't like the fact that the second most important character talks to everyone is fine. You don't need it. And that's the other thing. Second most important character. My god, that is... I didn't talk about it much in the last... Maybe I did, I don't know. It's been months and I haven't really watched that... the last episode. But I hate it when he says second most important character is Sasuke, because what does that fucking mean? What does that mean? Who cares? We know who the most important characters are. Like, who cares? I don't know. Now I'm just crashing out at this. Like, I don't know. I just hate it when someone says Sasuke is the second most important character of Naruto, because it's like it's not needed. We know who Sasuke is. He's the deuteragonist of Naruto. Yeah, I know that technically speaking, he is the second most important character. But at the same time, that doesn't mean he has to be in everything and do everything. Sasuke is not in the first arc of Shippuden, I would like to mention. In fact, that was a deliberate choice, and it was a good choice. But you want to know something else? That also means the second most important character was not in the story for a bit. Like, wow. Good job. I don't know. I just hate it when people say that about any character. Oh, first most important, second most important. They're main fucking characters. Of course they're important.
We are also not going to have any Jonins assist the Genins in this arc, which makes the story more tense. Finally, our antagonists will be ninjas from the Stone Village.
Hey, spoilers, dude! I wanted to figure this out on my own, man. Come on. Jeez. I hate it when people do this. Just spoil the entire story for you. God, didn't even put up a spoiler warning. Can't believe this.
There are also other reasons for including a new arc here, but I'll get to them later. Also, subscribe to the channel if you didn't do so in the first time I asked. Okay, let's continue.
What the fuck? What the fuck was that? Why did you do that, Dygoknight? That makes no sense. What the fuck was that?
What does it look like, dumbass? He did multiple call to actions. Not hard to figure out.
No, I know what it was, dumbass. What I'm saying is, why would he do that? Why... Dude, now you just sound desperate. Like, you don't see me going, hey there, guys, Alrex here. You should subscribe to the channel and click that noti bell for more update. Like, no, I don't do that for a number of reasons. Why... Yeah, why would he do that? Dude, now you just look desperate. And that... I don't know with him.
Taking mud and rocks out of the city, as well as helping them rebuilding structures that were destroyed. That's why we need a lot of hands, and they don't necessarily have to be Jonins, as you're not expected to fight anyone in this mission. This will obviously not be the case, however.
Such a strong skill subtlety is for him.
Yeah, no, you're right. As subtle as a brick going on in my head.
Further, Sakura and Ino obviously idolize and simp over Sasuke for being chosen as their leader. Kiba says, well, I think I should be the leader, but whatever.
Shut up, Kiba.
Genins are not supposed to lead squads, but I made a point of Hiruzen saying they're very understaffed and that he doesn't expect any fights to happen in this mission, so he's gonna give Sasuke the team captain role here. He chooses Sasuke because he is the most talented of the bunch and he has good IQ and instincts for battle as well. People don't really know Shikamaru is a genius yet, so Hiruzen goes with Sasuke. It's also great to have Sasuke as the team leader because that will allow for some interesting interactions with Naruto.
Yeah, it also allows you to just simp on Sasuke more.
This is a good time to have some good interactions, quick things to flesh out the characters. First, we see the rivalry between Sakura and Ino as they dispute Sasuke's attention non-stop for Naruto's dismay.
Yeah, what the heck, guys? We all know who actually loves Sasuke the most. How dare you two women? Gosh. Stealing Naruto's man.
Sakura gets embarrassed and Naruto laughs at her. After that, we see Kiba provoking Naruto and just being an asshole, getting Naruto extremely pissed, and he should not be in this mission as monsters are not trustworthy. Naruto gets pissed and he's gonna punch Kiba, as Kiba also motions to punch him as well. Sasuke then, as they're about to punch each other, blitzes in front of them and holds both of their punches, one for each of his hands. With his Sharingan activated, Sasuke says, enough, both of you. Naruto looks at Sasuke and says, you're not bossing me around. Kiba, being a little wiser than Naruto, lets go, and Sasuke releases his hand. But Naruto is really pissed at Kiba and also Sasuke for overshadowing all of his actions. So he attacks Sasuke in anger. Sasuke flawlessly defeats Naruto, immobilizing him in one fluid single motion using his Sharingan, and says, Naruto, you will obey me. I am the captain here. As he pins Naruto to the ground.
Huh.
mission. After some days of traveling, the Konoha 9 arrive to the capital of the country of crystals. It is a sizable village, definitely not as large as Konoha, but by no means small, and it is in very bad shape as a landslide hit a large portion of the town. There is a serious amount of rocks and mud on the streets, surrounding many buildings and structures that were very heavily damaged.
Oh god. Yeah, no, oh god. That bit of text hits way too hard for me. That little bit of text hits way too hard for me. God, that hurts. That hurts to see. I feel that, Dygoknight.
As the Konoha 9 walks into the village, through one of the pathways that wasn't hit by the landslide, people start to whisper. And of course, our ninjas notice it. After many whispers, one villager points to Sasuke and says, "He's the spawn of the devil! He carries the symbol of death! He's come here to finish us off!" As she points to the Uchiha clan symbol that is displayed on the back of Sasuke's shirt. Sasuke and the other ninjas are very confused by that. But people in general get very scared of Sasuke especially. Kids start running away from them. Some people even throw rocks at Sasuke, which he easily catches or dodges, but it's a strange situation. I think this is a good opportunity to put Sasuke in Naruto's shoes a little bit, so he can understand how Naruto feels, as everyone in Konoha does similar things to him.
Alright, I know that's the entire point of this arc, and yeah, I have thoughts on that. Oh boy, can't wait for this one.
Let's include a scene here where Sasuke sees Sakura tending to a wounded boy, putting some bandages on his arm, and then Sasuke sees this very brief flashback, throwing back to his mom, doing the same to him. This would literally be one panel in the manga. Sasuke reminisces about his mom in this scene, and starts to see Sakura as a woman like his mom was. Kind, helpful, and dependable. Developing romance! Let's go, let's try to do that. Sasuke and Sakura.
Maybe it's just me, but did anyone else notice how he talked about that? That's gonna come up later, I'm pretty sure, but yeah, no. You know, something about how he said that tells me he may not actually like Sasuke and Sakura together.
We cut back to Sasuke, and he is asking around, while in his transformed form, why the villagers seem to hate that guy, the Uchiha guy who appeared before. He gets some generic responses such as, that symbol is a symbol of the devil and bad luck, but nothing too concrete. We cut back to Naruto, who is still butthurt about Sasuke having defeated him, and pissed at Kiba, who is nearby with Choji. An old lady drops to the ground right next to Naruto as she slips on the mud. Naruto rushes to help her. As he kneels down, he is stabbed in the gut by the old lady, who pulls a kunai out of her sleeve. Naruto pulls back, bleeding, but the lady rushes towards him, to his neck. "Look at your situation and think carefully if you really don't want to talk," he says. Hinata then says, alarmed, "Sasuke-kun, there's another one approaching," as she points to the direction of the mountain forest. Sasuke and Hinata move in front of the captured stone ninja, blocking him from the incoming reinforcements. As Kurotsuchi comes out of the woods, she did not try to sneak up on them and seems rather amused with the situation her comrade is in, as she says, "It seems you caught my stupid friend. Let him go and we can call it quits." "I'm afraid we can't do that," Sasuke says, cold as usual. "Thought so," Kurotsuchi says, as she weaves hand signs and uses magma style to attack. Kurotsuchi knows magma styles, so I am gonna do this. But in this rewrite, her magma style looks like, you know, magma, instead of that weird glue-like substance Kurotsuchi and Mei use in the war, which looks just so whack.
So, yeah, the funny thing is that's probably because of, that's honestly probably because of English translations more than anything. Because I actually just saw something about this. I think it was from, or was it Captain Cat? Or whatever his name is. And apparently, the reason that it's called magma style is more because in Japanese, it's called, like, melt style or something. Like, the kanji for it is different from actual magma style, apparently. This is just what I've learned. But apparently the reason why Mei and Kurotsuchi's magma style doesn't seem to act like magma most of the time is because it technically isn't. It's weird. Like, it's technically is magma style, but it's like a separate version of it. Like, there's sort of like two different versions of magma style in Naruto. Like, there's the magma, and then there's more like melting, apparently. This is just what I've heard, so I'm not exactly completely sure, but yeah, that's might be why, I don't know. It's weird.
We now see Choji laying on the ground, barely able to stand up. We also see the old lady holding Kiba by his throat, about to kill him. And this is a good moment to show Naruto will risk his life, even to protect people that treated him badly, as he's going to try and rescue Kiba. Naruto throws a smoke bomb on the ground, right where the old lady was holding Kiba, as she says, "Oh, these types of tricks won't work on me, boy." She exits the smoke, holding Kiba by the throat, and we see Naruto going for a punch that is easily countered as he takes another punch to the gut who's already wounded. Naruto falls to the ground as he tosses a kunai towards the stone ninja, but he misses above his head, and the old lady says, "That's poor aim, boy." The kunai then transforms into one of Naruto's clones over her head, landing a kick swinging from above at the back of her neck. Naruto says, "I wasn't aiming for your head." The stone ninja drops concentration and reverts back to his normal form, losing the old lady transformation.
Alright, I have 2 points to make here. First off, my god, dude! What has Naruto done to you? You just keep beating the shit out of him. My goodness, it's just becoming funny at this point. It's just like... Naruto's having the worst time during this fight. I know I'm probably gonna edit out, like, most of this, because there really is no commentary throughout these fights, really, but damn, dude. Also, I will say this about Dygoknight. I think he does fights really well. I do like his fights, like how he does them. I know, again, you're probably not going to see a lot of the fights during the actual recordings, because usually I have nothing to say for that. That's kind of their own thing, and they take up a lot of, space in the recordings, and I really usually don't have any commentary, other than maybe like a joke here or there. So usually the action scenes really aren't going to be commented on, but yeah, I think Dygoknight does fights good. I do think he actually knows how to actually do a fight and make it interesting. I don't have a problem with his fights, usually. That's actually one of the reasons why I stayed back in the day and watched his videos, because I liked the fights. They were interesting. They had interesting ideas and cool moves that were happening. So I think Dygoknight does fights really well. There's usually something, like when you're able to write stuff, from what I've learned, there's usually something that you become really good at as a writer. And for Dygoknight, I think he does fights extremely well. It's just the writing around fights is usually a problem for the most part. I think he does fights well, but he doesn't do like dialogue and stuff like that very well, because I know I haven't gotten into this, but his dialogue sucks a bit. Like, I don't like it very much, and I will definitely talk about it when there's more voice acting. I might talk about it a little later in the video, but yeah, Dygoknight's voice acting is
Says, "You could have hit me with that lava, but I didn't," she replies. "Now let's focus on our opponents." She looks at Sasuke and says, "You're kinda cute. I'm Kurotsuchi. What's your name?" "Sasuke Uchiha," he replies, narrowing his eyes in that cool, chilly way of his.
Dygoknight, do you need to get a room right now? Like, you didn't need to add any of that.
Kurotsuchi thinks better and launches a magma-style attack against Shikamaru, who's standing further away, and her own ally wouldn't be in the way of the attack. We see Shikamaru opening his eyes wide as this massive amount of magma is about to hit him square on. We see Shikamaru's terror as he is engulfed by magma, screaming in agony. The screaming ceases.
What? No, Shikamaru, no, motherfucker! God damn motherfucker!
lava style. She says, "Have you had enough?" Sasuke simply says, "We have only begun." Both Kurotsuchi and her male friend are paralyzed.
Nah. He's alive? Fuck yeah! Never mind, Dygoknight. I'll blame you for something next time. Not bad. Not bad.
The older ninja weaves hand signs and produces a jutsu that booms his voice so everyone at a very long distance can hear him. He says, "Attention! People of the country of crystals, the land of earth demands that you surrender immediately and relinquish the help of the Leaf Village. The Stone Village will take care of matters now and ensure the safety of your people. This insurrection is useless, but rest assured that Tsuchikage only wishes to help you. We'll give you 24 hours. If you don't surrender unconditionally to the land of earth until then, another landslide will hit your city. One much more devastating this time." The older man and his companion then rush off, getting away from the angry mob and the Konoha ninjas, heading back to their hideout.
That can't be good.
Naruto is by far the most hurt of them all, and we can see Kiba woke up by this point. As Hinata sees Naruto's bad wounds, she reaches for her healing salve like she gave Naruto in the original in the tuning exams, but this time she applies it to Naruto's wounds herself, as she blushes furiously. Now our heroes are hurt at their lowest point in the arc, and they have 24 hours to save the town without external help, as they have a time limit. This arc will be resolved in part 3 of the rewrite, so make sure you subscribe to the channel so you don't miss it. If you
Alright. I mean, episode 2 wasn't bad or anything, I had nothing to really say. I won't lie though, one thing I do have a problem with is how long these videos were. I think I'll probably say more about this during the end of, like, part 1. So stay tuned for that, but I do have my own thoughts on how he's done this rewrite. But one thing I do remember is I usually just had less problems with part 1 and how he did it. I think part 1 was usually where I considered he was at his best, but then again, I dropped the series a while ago. So, but yeah. Alright, let's get into part 2, I guess, then.
We see Naruto and Kiba screaming at each other, saying it was the other's fault that they couldn't defeat the older stone ninja. Kiba says Naruto was useless and let himself be stabbed, and that someone with a demon within shouldn't be even in the mission.
My god. Man, I just hate Kiba in this right now. I understand that's the point, but Jesus Christ, he is... Yeah, you're doing a good job making me hate Kiba. I don't even hate Kiba in the original, but goodness. Alright, it's the next day. It is 90 degrees at my house. I have no air conditioning, and all I have are fans, so... If you're wondering what is in the background, that's my fans trying to keep me as cool as possible. Oh my god. It is horrible how hot it is right now. Anyway, let's go on to episode 3.
Using the landslide and forcing them to ask for our help and the help of our shinobi. That would have been the perfect way to enter the country of crystals and instate a puppet government. But if that didn't work, the Tsuchikage ordered me to carry the mission by any means necessary.
Tsuchikage seems like an asshole. Oh, no, that was all. I just wanted to call him an asshole.
Captain, everything alright? Yes, it's just that blonde kid I fought. He reminds me of someone. Someone from the past. Someone you fought? No. Someone I survived.
Alright, I should probably talk about this. His voice acting isn't that good. I said earlier I'd talk about it. I think I do have to talk about it. I'm not saying you have to be, like, a legendary voice actor to do this kind of stuff. Obviously not, but... He's not the best at voice acting. I mean, I'm not gonna say that I'm the best either, but I don't know exactly how to say it. It sounds like his voice is just... It sounds like he's straining himself when he's trying to do these voices. I don't know. I mean, maybe it's just me, but it feels like he's... Obviously, this is early on, so he'll probably get better, but it feels to me like his voices aren't the best. But I don't know.
He's probably just new to the whole thing. This was made 4 years ago. You can't exactly blame him for something, especially when he's only just starting out doing it. Yeah, plus voice acting isn't exactly easy. It takes a lot of effort and time to actually get into really being good at it. Yeah, plus if you don't get the right voices down, it can be a real hassle. I mean, come on, some voices just do not come naturally to some people. But hey, that's just a theory. God damn it! You're back to hell with you, demon!
What makes it so special for them to want you, Eno asks. Our natural resources. Our land is fertile, and we have rich reserves of precious crystals. The land of Earth also never really acknowledged us as independent. Any similarities to present events are merely coincidental.
Wait, okay, when was this one made? June 2020. What happened in June 2020? Oh, yeah, that's right. I forgot about that. Yeah, never mind. Yep, I remember now. Of course.
But Kiba explodes and screams, "Why is this good-for-nothing excuse for a shinobi going and not me?" as he points to Naruto. He's a demon, a piece of trash.
You know, I've said it before and I'll say it again. Kiba's a fucking asshole. Seriously, like, he thinks he's so great and can do anything and just goes after Naruto like that. Like, he thinks he's so strong. Like, you know what? No, I'm pretty strong. I could probably beat his ass given enough time. I mean, what does he think he is? Some sort...
It's me, Goku! It's me, Goku! It's me, Goku! It's me, Goku! It's me, Goku!
Kiba grins with a condescending look at Naruto. Sasuke then backhand punches Kiba, sending him flying and hitting a wall in the elder's room. Sasuke stares at a bleeding Kiba and says, "If you say another word about Naruto, you'll wish you had died in the fight today." Sasuke says that calmly, but with a cold, terrifying tone. Everyone in the room gets quiet. Sasuke then says, "We're leaving in 10 minutes. Get ready." Sasuke is choosing not to take Kiba because him and Naruto together would destroy the team synergy, and he would obviously take Naruto over Kiba. Shoji and Shikamaru are hurt and can fight properly, and Ino's jutsu can't be used without Shikamaru, so she isn't going.
My god. Just... You don't need to add this much for Sasuke. Just say he hits him and then tells him to leave. You don't need to talk about how cool he is. Also, I'm not even gonna lie, I feel like you're downplaying Ino. Like, yeah, Shikamaru is the best situation, but like, she can still be very useful. Mind Transfer Jutsu is incredibly powerful. I don't know if maybe he's just doing this so that, like, what is it? It doesn't become as trivial or something? Maybe that's it, because it is a very powerful jutsu, but at the same time, I feel like Ino is actually great. I feel like we should be using her. I understand why. Like, Shika is... He's, like, the best case scenario. But, like, I feel like he would be... I feel like... I don't know. I feel like Naruto could defend her with a shadow clone, so... I'm just saying... Come on, what about... Ino could be great in this fight. She could work. I don't know.
Those 9 young ninjas are our best hope to avoid a lot of bloodshed. Danzo replies, "And the Hokage dooms us all."
I will say this once more. Yeah, no, Dygoknight does great with Hiruzen. Like, I cannot say any more. I want Hiruzen to have wins. And I'm happy Dygoknight understands that he should have some wins. So yeah, no. Dygoknight gets a W for this.
Sakura brightens up and blushes, and then she replies, "Thank you, Sasuke." More romantic development between the two of them. Let's go. We then see one of the elders of the village approaching them. The old lady, the only one who didn't seem afraid of Sasuke. She then tells Sasuke, "You're a fine leader, young man. I'm glad we have you here. Perhaps tonight the people could start seeing you differently." Sasuke says, "Why do people treat me like that anyway? I just want to know."
Ooh, finally! I can't wait to get into this in a second.
The old lady says, a long time ago, the country of crystals had a shinobi village, just like the land of fire and the land of earth. It was a strong village, not as large as the 5 great ones, but nothing to scoff about. Then came the first great ninja war. Every single nation and village aligned themselves against the leaf. But Konoha's might was too much, even for this unprecedented alliance. The stone village and the country of crystals then formed a plan to beat the leaf. They would tell Konoha that they wished to sign a peace treaty and invited the first Hokage to the country of crystals shinobi village. It was a trap. Every single ninja from the country of crystals, plus many others from other villages in the alliance, waited there to ambush and kill the first Hokage. He was known as the god of shinobi, so the alliance bet everything on ending that man. However, somehow the alliance's ploy was found out and the first Hokage never showed. Someone else came in his stead, and he carried the Uchiha emblem in his back. 20,000 ninjas attacked him simultaneously to no avail. He murdered them all. He didn't take over a minute to destroy every single ninja in that army, killing all ninjas in the country of crystals, and then he leveled the Crystal Village city. The first Tsuchikage and the leader of our village were killed there as well. The stories say that this man carrying the Uchiha symbol threatened to do the same to all other shinobi villages, and soon after that event, the Alliance surrendered to the Leaf. The Alliance was expecting a god to show up. Little did they know they were about to fight the devil. After that day, we never had a military again, and the emblem of your clan became a symbol of fear and desperation. Sasuke looks shocked and asks, and what was his name? The old lady hesitates and says, we don't really speak his name, but I'll tell you, his name was Madara. Naruto interrupts that by saying, as if someone would be able to take down 20,000 ninjas so fast. I think that's a bunch of bullcrap, believe it. The older lady says, believe what you may, but as an elder of this country, I do not hold what your predecessors did against you, young Uchiha. I want you to have this. And she gives Sasuke a cloak. Old and battered, this cloak, our leader wore it when he was killed in action against the Uchiha devil. I hope that if you wear it while leading those who will defend this, we can end the cycle of anger and usher a new age. Sasuke grabs the cloak and says, very well, I have sworn to restore my clan, and I can begin by restoring the honor among the honor my clan has lost wearing it. Everyone, let's go! The Konoha ninjas then jump, moving quickly towards the mountains. I know I changed quite a bit of the lore with its backstory, but that's on purpose. We'll get to the past and the Great Ninja Wars in more detail in further rewrite videos. Teasing Madara here is a good way to build up hype from the very beginning of the series for the final villain, and it also gives Sasuke further motivation, as the place he saved was once destroyed by his own clan. I always assumed that restoring his clan meant more than simply having a ton of kids. The reputation of the Uchiha clan is also important. The Konoha assault team begins.
Okay. Let's talk about Madara. So I just want to get this out of the way. Honestly, I'm just gonna say it, I do not like having Madara and Hashirama show up this early into the story. I know some people will tell me I'm stupid for that, but honestly, I think one of the reasons that they were honestly as great as they were as characters is because we did not know about them until just before Shippuden. Like, we knew about Hashirama as the first Hokage. We knew about that, and we even got slight little moments with him, especially when Orochimaru brought him and Tobirama back to life. And the thing is, I think that's an awesome idea. I do not think it's bad at all to introduce them, but I also like the idea too that we only knew about Hashirama at first. Madara wasn't a thing yet, and the reason for that is because we got dripped little bits of lore before we even heard his name. I mean, the first time that we ever even hear or even see anything of Madara is during the final battle of Part 1, when we see Sasuke and Naruto on their respective, on their respective reincarnations as statues. And honestly, the fact that we knew what Hashirama looked like, that also brought up hype for whoever this guy was that Sasuke was on, which obviously is Madara. And I think during the Final Valley, all of that was cool. It was interesting world building you didn't need to talk about. And the fact that we got dripped little bits of info about Madara up until he was revived and we found out exactly who he is made it so much better. I don't think introducing him this early into the story is a good thing. Like, I understand what you're gonna say. No, it's Madara. We should have as much to learn about him as possible, like Hashirama. The thing is, sometimes less is more. The less that you know about these characters, the more interesting they'll be when you finally get to see him. Madara is loved to this day because of how much he was hyped throughout it. And I think that if you just introduce him into the second arc, it's like, you don't need to do that. You don't always need to introduce a character into the second arc of a story. Like, honestly, for example, I'm going to bring up another one. Bleach. Bleach, I think, has a great way of showing off Yhwach. And that being that, at first, we see him as Zangetsu, for example. And I think that's interesting because we don't even know anything about him, and then we learn about him throughout the story and all of that. It's the same with Madara. We get introduced to him, not at the very beginning, but slowly but surely around, like, whenever the story is basically been established, not when it's in its infancy like it is now. Like, having our villains be introduced in their infancy can sometimes hurt it, I believe. Not all the time, obviously, but I believe that, for example, Naruto and Bleach did it very well, introducing their final villains, not during the beginning arcs, but more or less during the sort of basically, it's hard to really say for me. Basically, I think that they did that well in introducing their final villains slowly and not introducing them right away. You do not need to introduce characters that are be important for later at the very beginning of your story. It's one of those things too where it's like, how he does it isn't a bad thing at all. Introducing Madara being so powerful, and it makes sense. We know Madara. That's how he is as a character. But it's like, I don't like the way his execution and bringing him so early into the story. I don't think we need to do that. I think Madara is better when you honestly have no idea what that freaking statue is and you learn as time goes on. I don't know. Also, I know this is probably stupid to nitpick, but I'm just gonna say it right now. I hate that he uses devil and stuff like that. And the reason why is because, well, first off, Naruto isn't a story that uses Abrahamic religion and icons and any of that at all. It uses Buddhist and Shinto ideas. And I know that seems like a nitpick, but at the same time, when someone says demon, for example, that's usually, especially with anime, usually when someone talks about a demon or something, it's usually sort of like being based off of like an oni or a yokai in Japanese culture. Not all the time. Chainsaw Man, for example, is literally about devils and stuff, and devils and demons can be interchanged. I know that. But I don't like him using devil because, in all honesty, it feels like he's putting Christian and Abrahamic religion and all of that into Naruto, and it doesn't need that. And this is coming from a devout Christian. You don't need to have it in this story when, in all honesty, it makes no sense for the lore whatsoever. And I know what you're gonna say too. It's devil. It's another name for demon. Yeah, but at the same time, we should also remember that, no, it doesn't just mean that, or it obviously it can mean certain things. Obviously, I know that devils and demons are able to be interchanged. I'm not saying that's not a thing. But the thing is, if he had said a devil, it would be different. And the reason I say that is because there's a difference between saying a devil and the devil. Why do I say that? Because whenever you say a devil, you can assume, hey, a demon kind of like character. When you say the devil, now you're literally talking about Satan and the devil. Like, we know, like, there is a difference in how you use words. Like, that is how the English language works. Whenever you say a devil versus the devil, people are gonna pick up on what you're trying to say. And I know, it sounds stupid for me nitpicking that, but I feel like with Naruto as a story, it shouldn't have Abrahamic ideas, because it never had Abrahamic ideas in it. It had Buddhist and Shinto ideas, which makes sense considering Kishimoto is fucking Japanese. Christian ideas aren't as big a thing in Japan as in the West. And also, I would like to point out, you could have used other creatures, other yokai to talk about Madara. Obviously, Susanoo is one of them, but there's also other creatures and stuff you can use. Like, honestly, just one of the ideas, which, by the way, if he had done this instead, I feel like it would have been even better, because, first off, saying the devil, oh wow, the devil, cool, who gives a shit, it's the fucking devil. Like, if he instead talked about maybe, like, one of the types of giant Japanese yokai, like the Gashu do Kuruka. I can't fucking say that, god damn it. Like, if he had instead done something like this guy right here, great example of literally a Japanese yokai that not only would fit more into Naruto, considering it's very likely this being the Gasha do Kuro. God damn it. I don't know how to speak Japanese, okay? I don't know how to speak Japanese. I can't pronounce it right. I'm sorry. But I'm just saying, like, if he had used Big Skelly Boy instead, like, first off, that would be also doing something even more interesting. It would be introducing the Susanoo early on. You're building up to it, because people know, especially in Japan, people know what the skeleton creature is. So as a result, if you introduce that as Madara's name instead, you know what you can do? You can start introducing the idea of that, and guess what else you get to do? You get to also introduce the Susanoo early on. I don't know. I just... I don't think he did this right. Like, this is literally... it took me 5 seconds to research this thing. Like, literally, I could go on to Wikipedia and find it. It's not that freaking hard. So, literally not even a minute worth of any sort of idea as to what a Susanoo might be based off of, and he could figure out, okay, I will have him be called that instead. Like, you don't need to name Madara the devil. It feels too edgy, honestly. Like, and I mean that in, like, the teenage, oh, I'm super edgy kind of way. Like, it feels too try-hard. You do not need to do that, like, calling Madara the devil. Ooh, scary. Like, I feel like calling him the Gasher... I'm not even gonna try and pronounce that, sorry, but, like, naming him after a yokai like that, for example, or even just calling him the Susanoo or something like that. Calling him anything else would not only make sense for Naruto as a story, considering that's likely what they would have done, especially Kishimoto, that's likely what Kishimoto would have done, it would show that you actually researched even just a little bit, which would show, in my opinion at least, just how much more you care about the story as a result. Like, saying the devil and all of that, it doesn't need to be done. I feel like it would have been even cooler to introduce that yokai to a Western audience too, because, oh my god, that's interesting, that's different, and it makes sense for the story. I don't know, I've been rambling for a long time on this subject. A lot of it was probably incoherent, but yeah, I think calling Madara the devil is terrible. I hate it. I honestly hate it. Like, it sucks. He shouldn't have done it. He should have just done even just a little bit more research to say, hey, look at that, something different. But no, he had to do the edgy, cool name because that's what teenagers think is cool. I'm not even gonna say he's wrong either. As a teenager, I thought that was cool. Guess what? I'm an adult now, and I can clearly say, nah, this sucks. Like, no. Whatever.
We cut to the Stone Ninjas. The captain is still infusing chakra to the large seal on the ground as the others stay focused looking out for the enemy. The captain has this scowl on his face. He seems nervous and angry. Kurotsuchi seems impatient with the wait. She then says, "Captain, is there anything else we need to know about the enemy? I mean, you told us about the blonde one and their abilities, but why does he remind you of exactly? I'm just curious." The captain seems annoyed with a question, but he answers, "The fourth Hokage.
Oh, hey, look. Nematode. There he is.
I had an encounter with that man in the last war. I heard he think. No, I don't think. I'm positive this boy is his son. They have the same eyes. I will never forget those eyes." The older man says that.
Well, if you look at that, who would have guessed that, having Naruto know about his father could also possibly, again, get Naruto to be possibly known by the other villages? It's almost like my entire idea that I had from the first episode was actually kind of right. You shouldn't tell people about this. Like, wow, who would have guessed? Keeping it a secret may have actually been more helpful to Naruto. Because guess what? If someone knows that Minato had a son, that could be a problem. I don't know. Now I'm just reaching for anything right now.
Arrive closer to the spot Shino found the Stone Ninjas with his insects. Not close enough for them to get noticed, but close enough for Hinata's Byakugan to spot the barrier. The Stone Ninjas are higher up, and their position is surrounded by difficult terrain from almost every higher. Close enough for Hinata's Byakugan to spot the barrier. The Stone Ninjas are higher up, and their position is surrounded.
Ooh, wait, hold on, I know what that is! Roll 20, baby! Fuck yeah! Fuck yeah! Alright, good to know. You know what, Dygoknight, you know ball. Good to know. I respect you for that.
The nerfed ninja gets in melee range with Sasuke, as the genjutsu user also recomposes himself. They both engage Sasuke in taijutsu. Sasuke uses his Sharingan to effortlessly read their movements, and uses a really badass, cool-looking taijutsu combo, landing powerful hits on both of them. I'm imagining something like he did with the Mist brothers in the previous arc, but in a different way. This exchange will serve to make Sasuke look extremely badass. The cloak Sasuke is wearing should make things even cooler as he pounds the two Stone Ninjas, sending them both flying with taijutsu attacks, and they land on the ground next to each other.
Okay, dude, we get it. You think he's cool. You don't have to keep telling us.
Yeah, no, you're not kidding. The amount of glaze is kind of getting weird.
The fireball hits both of them, leaving them with awful looking burns and almost killing them in the process. Sakura, who is just watching the exchange, is mesmerized by Sasuke badassery. Sasuke pulls a kunai and motions to go finish both of the fallen enemies off.
How many times do you think he's gonna call Sasuke badass through all this?
I'm not sure. I'll probably have editing me put it on screen as to how many times he calls Sasuke badass at this point. Because goodness gracious, it's kind of getting annoying.
Kurotsuchi, Naruto and his shadow clones, and Hinata are also engaged in melee combat. Shino stays out of it as his insects are mostly dead, he's very low on chakra, and badly hurt. One of Naruto's clones escorts him to a safer location in the battlefield.
Okay, right there. Like, he literally shows how Naruto could, like, literally be using Ino. Now I'm just gonna be stuck on this for the rest of the video. Like, you could have used Ino! She could have been great! Again, you have Naruto being able to get her out of there! Like, whatever.
8 platforms midair too, Sasuke says. Too risky. We're all gonna die if we do that. Naruto's face drops further. Shino, did you have an idea? Shino replies, yes, we could use my insects to fly above them. As the genjutsu barrier is only 5 meters above the ground, we could easily stay above the sensory range. Also, it will be nearly impossible to spot my dark insects from below during the night sky. Though, they all flying together in a cloud can be very noisy. I know Shino doesn't use that in the series, but he used a cloud of insects to fly in one of the video games, so I'm going with that because I think it's skull.
Fair enough.
Combine both plants. Naruto, you'll create 5 shadow clones and use the transformation jutsu to make them look like us. They will approach the girl and you will use the tactic you suggested. Though you'll have to make your 5 clones scream as loud as you can to make sure they don't hear Shino's insects coming from above. Shino, myself, and Sakura will go flying aboard Shino's insects. We'll use Naruto's shadow clones as a distraction. When the time comes, I'll launch my attacks and go straight to the genjutsu user to take him down so the barrier drops. Sakura, as the genjutsu user sees me rushing him, he will attempt to use a genjutsu, so you'll have to release that as soon as he forms the hand signs. Shino, make sure the lava girl can't flank us, you'll have to intercept her. The real Naruto and Hinata will position themselves in the difficult terrain just outside of the barrier. Hinata, once your Byakugan sees the barrier is down, both of you attack the enemy flank. I think this is a really nice plan because it really shows all 5 of them working together, having great teamwork and bouncing ideas off of each other when they were making the plan.
Well, you know what? I think that plan sucks. I have nothing. I just want to be a dick.
Naruto blushes a little at that. Sasuke's cloak flaps with a mountain wind, and he says, "You're bitten. We've taken down 2 of yours. Surrender, and let's not start a war over this."
Alright, it's not just me that's noticed he keeps using that exact same clip for Sasuke talking, right? Like, there's not any other clip of him you could have used? I don't know, now I'm just being a bitch.
The captain says, "You will never understand, boy. We carry the will of the Tsuchikage. Stand down, or I'll unleash another landslide upon the village." Naruto gets really pissed at that. He points at the captain and says, "Who do you think you are, treating those people like pawns in your little war game? Stupid old man. They have families, they have lives. You are wrong. You attacked them. They were just living their lives and you came to mess everything up. People died down there." Hinata's attacks grow way too reckless, and the captain is able to land a counterattack, punching Hinata straight across the face, rendering her completely unconscious. Naruto sees Hinata fall into the ground. His blue eyes turn red, his pupils turn into slits, and he says to the captain, "If you lay another finger on one of my friends, I'll kill you, Captain." He says, "Kurotsuchi, you filthy little traitor! You'll be ousted from the village. You don't deserve to be called a shinobi. No, never mind being ousted. I'll kill you myself. I'll kill both of you, filthy children of Kage." Captain rushes to attack. Kurotsuchi is too exhausted to do anything, but Naruto intercepts the captain. What ensues is a grueling taijutsu fight, as they are both completely out of chakra, akin to Naruto and Sasuke when they ran out of chakra in their fight in part 2. The captain says, "Your father killed many of my friends, and I will kill you now. I will redeem myself, and the Tsuchikage will forgive the sins of my past. I will never betray this town again. I will fulfill my mission." He kicks Naruto to the ground and grabs a kunai to finish him off. Kurotsuchi crawls, and on the ground, she grabs one of Captain's feet, saying, "Stop, please." The captain stomps Kurotsuchi's head and motions to finish her off instead. As he's about to kill Kurotsuchi with a kunai, Naruto beheads the captain with his kunai. And as Captain's head falls to the ground, Naruto says, "I told you I'll kill you if you laid another finger on my friends." Kurotsuchi seems sad, seeing a former comrade dying, but then she smiles and says, "Thank you. What was your name again?" "Naruto Uzumaki. I'm Kurotsuchi."
Alright, let's talk about this. I don't like this scene that much. And honestly, I just don't think it fits. Like, I understand it's a darker version of Naruto. I understand that. And I am not one of those people who thinks Naruto should never kill someone. That's stupid. Naruto can absolutely kill people. He's not a Superman or Batman type character. Heck, Superman will kill people if necessary. It's just that he doesn't usually ever want to do it. But, like, it doesn't feel right to me. I honestly think if he instead had it where Kurotsuchi kills the commander to save Naruto, it would be a lot better. Because it's like, when Naruto does it, I'm not even saying that he doesn't... It's pointless to do this, because I have seen the comments, and apparently he does relive this experience. So apparently he does, at some point in the story after this, relive this. It isn't just like, oh, hey, we killed a man. Ha ha ha, good job, everybody. We're best friends now. Like, I just feel like if it was Kurasuchi that did it, it would feel a lot better. I feel like during Naruto and the captain's exchange, when they're fighting each other, and Naruto's on the ground, Kurasuchi just has just enough energy to kill him instead. Because I feel like that would work better, because it shows sort of a theme that was happening even in Wave. The fact that Naruto is the one person who can get other people on his side to the point where they'll literally fight for him. And obviously, Daigo does that for Kurasuchi here, but I feel like it would have been better if it was like, she literally kills a man from her own village to save Naruto. I feel like that would have been better for both of them in the long run. It's one of those things where I understand that's what he likes in his story, so I just feel like it would have been better if Naruto didn't kill this guy. Like, yeah, oh, Naruto said he would kill him, so he kills him, but Naruto also said that for the one guy in literally the first chapter, and he doesn't kill him. He's arrested and taken away. So it's just like, I don't think saying, oh, well, he set up that Naruto would say he would kill him, so he killed him, doesn't really... I don't know. I know some people have a problem with this scene and other people's don't. I just think it would have been better if Naruto didn't kill him, and it was Kurasuchi that did it. I think that would have made it a lot better in the end. But that's also just my opinion here.
Kurotsuchi retreating her two wounded companions as Naruto and Sasuke do the same for Hinata, Sakura, and Shino. Now a few days pass, and we see that the leaf and the stone came to a peace agreement. Both sides now working together to help rebuild the village hit by the landslide. Kurotsuchi assumes the role of captain for her team. Her two companions didn't even question her. We also see a grave dug for the captain, who perished in battle, and both the stone ninjas and the leaf ninjas pay their respects to him. We can see Naruto very conflicted about what he had to do, even crying, because even though Captain's actions were misguided, he was still a ninja doing his best for his village and his people. During this time, we can also see the people from the village warming up to Sasuke. A week or so passes, and now the village looks much better. The Earth-style jutsus really helped cleaning up. Both teams are now about to leave. As they say goodbye to each other, Kurotsuchi says, "I'll make sure my grandfather never raises a finger against this country again, and when I become the Tsuchikage, then things will change for real." Naruto smiles and points at her. "Ha! But I'll become Hokage before you become Tsuchikage, believe it." Kurotsuchi says, "How about a bet then? Whoever becomes a Kage first has to go to the other's village for the inauguration ceremony. You got a deal." As the Leaf Ninjas are about to leave, Sasuke finds the elderly woman who gave him the cloak. He motions to return the cloak, but she refuses it, saying, "No, this cloak is yours. You saved this village, this country, you and your friends, but you were the leader. You were the first ninja who led an army here in generations, so this belongs to you. Wear it to remember what you fight for." Sasuke looks at the cloak and seems conflicted. It seems like his desire for vengeance and his will to protect others are in conflict. He finally nods, takes the cloak, and says, "I will." If you made this far, please consider subscribing to the channel and like this video. Please help me out. It was a lot of work to make. It would mean the world to me if we reached 200 likes.
And that's it. Alright, one more episode down.
Finally.
Alright, now, come on, it wasn't that bad.
I know, it's just... something felt off about it.
What do you mean?
I'm not sure, okay? It's like he's... I don't know. For whatever reason, whenever I watch this episode, it's like he's almost trying to do something with Sasuke, and I think it's kind of annoying.
Like what?
Well, for starters, he's giving him just so much more for the narrative. I mean, just in these last 2 episodes, it feels like he's trying to make him more important. Okay, yeah, but Sasuke, at the end of the day, is still a main character. You have to give him important moments here and there. I know, but about something about this isn't right, especially with how he treated Naruto throughout it. I mean, you've noticed it too. It's almost like he's trying to just hurt Naruto for the sake of it, where, as with Sasuke, he's giving him all the best moments. Again, Sasuke is a main character. He should be allowed to have these moments. I mean, are you saying that no main character other than the protagonist should have the best moments? No, that's terrible for a story. Okay, fair. But something about it isn't right. It's the execution that I have a problem with. Like, giving Sasuke all of this important stuff when it was never there to begin with in the narrative. Like, sure, there were small moments here and there with Sasuke being, like, a leader, for example, in the Chunin exams, but comparatively, this is so much more. It just feels like he's trying to make Sasuke more of a main character than Naruto is. And I mean, you cannot look at me and say that the whole making him have all of basically the same sort of trauma throughout this as Naruto has throughout his entire life isn't, at the very least, I don't know. Wait, are you trying to say that he's trying to make Sasuke the main character? Honestly, yeah. Like, he literally gave Sasuke basically all of the same type of trauma and moments as Naruto. He's made Sasuke the focal point of this entire arc. He glazes him to no end throughout this, while also tearing down Naruto himself. And in all honesty, I feel like him having Naruto kill another dude is sort of helping in that. Think about it. Naruto was never someone who killed anyone originally. It's not that he couldn't, it's just more like the narrative never did that. And usually, whenever a character kills, it's extremely important, especially early on. And in all honesty, it feels like he's trying to make Sasuke more almost justified, almost clean in what he's doing compared to what Naruto is. I honestly wouldn't be surprised if one day, whenever he has him and Naruto fight again, Sasuke doesn't bring up the fact that Naruto's killed a man while he hasn't. I don't know, it doesn't feel right. Like, I understand having a character that you like get cool moments, but Sasuke is the one getting, honestly, all of the cool moments. Sure, Shino gets a cool moment here and there, and Naruto is definitely not lacking in interesting moments, but it feels like his bias towards Sasuke is turning the story into sort of a Sasuke story instead. And I don't like that. This isn't Sasuke's story. This is Naruto's story. And sure, you could say that I'm just being stupid, that no, this isn't going to happen, and that this is Naruto's story, but the amount of bias he's putting into this character so early on, it feels like that's what he's going for. I mean, sure, making fun of and calling other characters not as useful in a situation, yeah, sure, yeah, we've even done that sometimes. We've made fun of Naruto, but this feels different. Like, he gives Sasuke more jutsu compared to pretty much everyone else, especially since, I mean, how many jutsu did he learn throughout this arc, at least? At the very least, we have the Phoenix Flower, the Mud Wall, and that Ceiling Jutsu. Like, that's an insane amount of jutsu to learn, and yeah, he has the Sharingan, but it feels like he's trying to give Sasuke so much more. Like, he's favoring him. And I don't like that. Naruto should get something, but he doesn't. I mean, he treats... No. No, he doesn't treat. He calls Sasuke the second most important character, but then he treats him like he is the most important character. And sure, this was an arc about Sasuke. I understand that, but it it doesn't it doesn't feel right. Especially when you're giving Sasuke his own focal arc before Naruto. Like, think about that. Land of Waves wasn't an arc about Naruto. It was about Teen 7. And all the chapters before that were barely about Naruto. What, we got 2, 3, 4 chapters with Naruto on his own with Team 7 before they all come together? But then this very second arc that he makes is all about Sasuke. Like, I'm just saying, even Kishimoto wasn't that biased. It doesn't feel right. All I'm saying is that I don't like how this direction is going. And looking into it, it feels like this isn't going to be a Naruto story. This will be a Sasuke story. And that's not right. This isn't Sasuke's story. This is Naruto's story. Just because you put Naruto Rewrite as your title for this doesn't mean that that's what you're doing. Honestly, if he had instead called it the Sasuke Show, I feel like it would be more honest. Because that's how this feels. Heck, even look at the thumbnails. So much of it, later on especially, is more about Sasuke than anything else. Look, I like Sasuke, but you cannot do this for him. He is not a character you can just look at and say, oh yeah, no, he needs to be the most important, he needs to do everything. Just because you like a character doesn't mean you should have your bias be showing this plainly. It can hurt the narrative, it can hurt everything, and it can hurt the perception that other people have for you. It's not a good look. Yeah, no, I don't think I could have said that better myself. The amount of bias that he has towards Sasuke is bad. It's really bad. Like the fact that the very second arc is only really truly about Sasuke. Yeah, sure, things like the thumbnails will have it look like it's not just about him, but narratively speaking, that's all it is. It is just Sasuke. Yeah, we get the other members of the Rookie Nine and stuff, but they don't do that much. Sure, they help, but it's clearly not their story. They're clearly just here to honestly introduce them sooner. And that's not a good thing. I want to see these characters do more, do something interesting. I feel like if he had taken away the moments of Sasuke and given them to one of the other characters, we could have had even more interesting stuff going on here. Yeah, Sasuke's a main character, but even in just this rewrite, it feels like he's taking over. We barely get much from anyone else. Ino doesn't do much of anything. In fact, I don't even think she actually uses her jutsu once throughout the entire arc, which is stupid because why would she even be a part of it then? Choji barely does anything. Kiba barely does anything. Heck, Kiba is more or less just an antagonist throughout the entire arc, which I'm not saying is a bad thing. That can be great, but that's all he is. He barely does anything. Shikamaru is shafted through the second half of this arc. Hinata and Naruto do actually get a lot. I will give him that. And so does Shino. And Sakura is very useful, but it's not right. The amount of things that Sasuke gets to do compared to everyone else is clearly shown. He's the leader of this group. He's the one who has to be the coolest. He's the one that's doing all of the interesting stuff. And as Mini-Me said, we didn't get really much more than a few chapters with Naruto as the focal character. Yeah, sure. You could say that all of the Land of Waves arc is obviously about Naruto, but it's about Team 7. It's about them. And then having this arc clearly be about Sasuke, it shows
a pattern that I am not liking, and it's not something that you want to see. Sasuke is a great character, but when he's used too much in a narrative, he can be a problem. But hey, what do I know? Tell me what you think down in the comments below, and what did you guys think of Mini-Me? Should I keep him around? Get rid of him? Did you like him? Did you not? Tell me down in those comments. Until next time.
I know it